What is up, fellow benchwarmers? You might be wondering what's this show all about. Well, this is a new show by Fantasy Benchwarmers. It's called Courtside DFS. It's a daily fantasy slate show. This is in collaboration with Hall of Fame DFS. Welcome to our pilot episode. In case you don't know us yet, we are the host of the podcast called Fantasy Benchwarmers. And my name is Jeremy Tan. You can call me JJT. I'm known among some of our fantasy managers who are following our podcast as JJT, and of course our Commish Eric.
Yes, hi guys. We're excited for this new show.
New show, new format, different type of gameplay. Of course, itong show na to would be for DFS players. In case you don't know what DFS means, it's Daily Fantasy Slate. In case you are you're not sure, in your Yahoo app, there's just a green icon, diba? Daily Fantasy. And then daily, it's like a daily draft type of fantasy game. And then you will be matched up with certain play managers or join within a league. And then kalaban nyo lahat ng mga managers doon within the league. And the highest, the team with the highest score wins every day. Hindi siya season-wide.
Fantasy points.
Yeah.
So, ano yan? Kasi points would be, with points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, and turnovers will have equivalent mga points. Like rebounds is 1.2, assists is 1.5,
yeah.
Steals and blocks is 3 points, turnovers -1. So, you just add all of those. Ngayon, sinabi ni Jeremy, like, where you can join, like, Hall of Fame is a group in the Philippines na one of the groups na nag-start ng DFS. Kasi sumisikat ang DFS sa fantasy community. That's why naisip din namin na maganda tong show. Sa Hall of Fame kasi, like, every day they would have games where you play, like, say 50 kayo sumali, and then the top 50% will win.
Yeah.
Meron din naman, let's say 50 kayo sumali, and then the top 1 lang ang panalo. So maraming
daming formats,
yes.
For the DFS leagues, no? The Hall of Fame DFS is organizing. So if you want to know more, and I think they even have games for rookie starters para at least kung feeling mo you're dehado ka, because maraming players din doon veterans na diba? So
yeah.
Medyo, if you're like me na medyo starter ang rookie pa lang, then tayo ang magkakasama para at least we can learn together.
And may mga tournaments. Yeah. Like, kanwari, if you're familiar with March Madness, merong mga ganyan. Meron din tag team, wrestling tag team. You can pair with a friend, and then you match up with other tag teams. Meron din triple threat. Meron ganon. So maraming this is what is interesting about DFS kasi since daily siya, and then maraming format na pwede. Hindi tulad sa season fantasy na, well, when you start the season, yun yung format mo till the end.
Sa season fantasy, in case you're playing season fantasy, at this point, if you're last place, tatamarin ka na . So daily fantasy, if last place ka today, tomorrow you live for another day. That means you have another chance to win or to get better in terms of yung pag-select mo ng players. And as you go along, habang tumatagal, you get more familiar with the type of players, the type of matchups that you should be looking at, who are the sulit players that you can add. And you, in case, bago lang kayo, you have a salary cap that you can use. It's $200, and then you'll just fill up your rosters using that salary cap. So yun yung basics of DFS. I think in one of our episodes early, season 1 namin in Fantasy Benchwarmers, we talked about DFS in depth with we show screens on how to do it, how to play the game. So you can check that
actually
out.
last dito sa intro namin, yun ang we started with daily fantasy. FBW. Remember?
Kasi we started nung pandemic di ba?
We started with DFS. So ito, it's just going back full circle. Balik tayo sa DFS.
Yeah. So now, if you iniisip nyo what's the show about? Well, we'll talk about what happened today in today's game and then look into tomorrow's games to see which players at sino ba yung mga players that you should watch out for, what matchup should you be looking forward to in terms of picking your players. Titingnan natin sino yung mga nice valued players. And we'll go from there and then we'll see kung ano man yung mga request nyo. If meron kayong mga tanong and all, we'll probably answer them.
Disclaimer lang namin we are recording this in the evening. Maraming mga questionable at mga possible injured players. So you always, tip lang namin, you always have to wake up early, mga 7:30 if you're gonna play DFS. Kasi yun naman nalaman kung sino ang maglalaro, sinong hindi. It will really affect a lot of the games. So here right now, we can give you some tips. And then tomorrow, you have to wake up and check sinong mga maglalaro.
Yeah, all right. So pag-usapan natin today's game. We only had 2 games today. So ang maganda sa 2 games, it's easier to pick players because ang konti lang ang pagpipilian mo. Let's talk about the cheapest player that performed today. Cheapest player, Jaden McDaniels. Ang sulit player, ang tawag natin sulit player of the day. Bargain player of the day. I think he scored around 25 fantasy points. And for just $10, imagine, just $10, yun ang na-score niya 25.3 points. And then si Stanley Johnson, also $10, had 24.4 fantasy points. So yun yung sulit player natin, Jaden McDaniels. Stanley Johnson was the runner-up. Next to look at is the buhat player. Sino ba buhat player natin today?
Si Anthony Davis yan.
Anthony Davis yeah. 61.9 points. I tried to play DFS today. Joel Embiid pinili ko. I medyo nagkamali tayo doon.
A lot of players, a lot of fantasy managers, yun ang pinagpilian Embiid and AD. And AD outplayed Embiid today. Kaya hindi mo rin masabi talaga in fantasy.
And then Karl Anthony Towns was the runner-up with 58.4 points. Both sulit na rin in the sense that both of them were just $39 in salary cap. So in case na gusto nyo malaman. And
yung yung minumura today. Patalo player today.
Patalo player of the day is, Russell Westbrook. I think had just 23 points today.
Yes.
So yan ang I think yung patalo player natin. He was $33 and marami rin pumili dyan kay Russell Westbrook because he's been averaging around 39 fantasy points per game. Today, just 29 points per game. He was even outplayed by Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Tyrese Maxey. Ang dami.
Okay.
And, lastly lang, best lineup for today. Ang best lineup for today got 200. Tingnan natin. Ayaw mag-load.
Si Russell Westbrook, patalo yan kasi without LeBron pa yan. So a lot of managers picked him. Kasi walang LeBron, so they would expect na gagawa si Russell Westbrook. So
pero apparently, yun. Wala pala.
Minumura yan si Westbrook. Kahit pala sa daily fantasy, minumura pa rin siya. So whether sa season or sa daily, talagang siya, talagang problematic player.
Sige. Anyway, let's talk about ayaw mag-load yung top lineup natin pero siguro tomorrow.
For tomorrow's game na tayo.
For tomorrow's game, okay.
Tomorrow's slate, 10 games tomorrow. So maraming pagpipilian opposite ng games today.
Yes,
today,
so
2 games lang
Mas mahirap, mas mahirap ng konti. So we'll go through each game to see kung ano yung best lineups natin and then best players that we should watch out for. Quickly lang, di ba? Quickly. Yan. Okay. So, Boston, Atlanta.
Sa util mo ilagay, Jeremy. para makita natin yung players. Util. Yeah. So etong Boston Atlanta kasi wala namang major injuries here, no. Wala rin akong it's a okay game but I'm not going out of the way to target players here. Ikaw, may nakikita ka bang player na medyo type mo dito?
Hindi, wala rin eh.
Wala rin masyado. At the most siguro si Robert Williams at $27.
Maybe DeAndre Hunter at 14. Pag walang-wala na talaga. I'm not even sure kung kasi he's been playing well, so medyo maganda yung nilalaro niya. So at 14, baka pwede na rin.
Yung mga top players dito, when you have a 10-game slate kasi, maraming mga stars eh. You have Giannis, you have Jokic, you have a lot of choices. So, kailangan mapili ka talaga with the top players. Wala akong gusto dito sa top players here. Tatum and Trey, not that appealing to me.
Okay.
So next game tayo.
Let's move on to the Charlotte.
Huwag mo pindutin yung
okay. Si LeBron ba playing tomorrow?
Ito yung key. You have to check tomorrow kung lalaro si LeBron or si AD kasi si AD back-to-back eh. And si LeBron naman didn't play today. So, kung hindi maglaro si LeBron at saka si AD, Russell Westbrook ang patalo player natin today. Hindi. Sure na yan. Kung hindi maglaro yung dalawa, Russell Westbrook is a must play. No? Pero itong game na to is actually the game that we want to target. Lakers and Hornets, ito 230 points more or less ang over-under nito. This would be a fantasy gold mine tomorrow.
Yan. So actually, dito sa over-under, magandang basis na rin yan eh, no? If, odds makers feel na high-scoring game. Pag high-scoring game, faster pace, mas mataas din ang production ng mga players. So, some players here you can target. Ano bang maganda target? LaMelo?
Si LaMelo. LaMelo is my number one target in this slate. Ewan kung tama, but $38 for me is cheap for LaMelo. And then Terry Rozier, $28. Hornets players, basically. Wala si Gordon Hayward eh. Oubre is game time decision. I don't know if he's gonna play, but among these players, again, Westbrook, pag hindi naglaro si LeBron and AD. And then, regardless kung maglaro si LeBron and AD, for me, Charlotte players, good target. LaMelo, Westbrook.
At 39, do you still pick Anthony Davis?
If LeBron doesn't play tomorrow, yes. Pero if LeBron plays, baka hindi. Marami tayong options.
Sige, tingnan natin. Next would be the Portland-Houston game. Ito, another target siguro with the Houston being, ito mo, 232, even higher score. Ang titingnan ko dito, Jason Tate, 22. Although parang feeling ko medyo mataas din $22 eh. Pero
ang Portland-Houston actually, top 5 sila sa worst defenses. So, magandang game talaga to. Magandang game to. And actually, ang players na nakikita ko dito is Norman Powell. Sabihin lang natin, Nasir Little is out. Nasir Little is out. Si Robert Covington, questionable. Mukhang hindi rin maglalaro.
Questionable din. So,
questionable din.
Yung replacement supposedly ni Little. So, wala na talaga.
So, for me, $24 Norman Powell looks good. McCollum at 30 looks good.
Yeah.
And also Nurkic. Pero medyo mataas si Nurkic for me at 37. Medyo mataas eh.
Medyo
it's
mataas.
Just $2 away.
Kasi isipin mo, Anthony Davis was just 39, di ba? Pero the upside is better. Di ba?
So for me, Powell ang habol ko dyan.
Utah, Memphis, another seemingly high, potentially good scoring game. Kasi, pero maganda dito, walang Gobert. So, players like Jaren Jackson could just thrive here kasi walang Gobert eh.
Yes. Whiteside is still okay. I think $23. Kung kailangan nyo ng cheap center, I think Whiteside is okay. Ngayon, Donovan Mitchell, if he plays tomorrow, I'm not interested in him. Pero ang mangyayari lang yan, sila Clarkson, sila Conley, you cannot add them if Mitchell played. But if Mitchell doesn't play, Clarkson at $20 looks good. Yeah. Pero yun nga, you have to check again. If
any
Mitchell
bargain guys here? Wala. Parang wala eh, no?
Wala akong nakikita. But if Mitchell doesn't play tomorrow, Royce O'Neal is appealing to me at $11.
Oo nga eh.
If
Royce O'Neal
Mitchell doesn't play. So you have to check Donovan tomorrow. Pero si Ja Morant, for me,
45.
So far, sobrang hot eh. So one guy to consider.
Pag walang tsaka considering na wala nga Gobert, so baka better, good for him. Jimmy Butler is game time decision. So I guess medyo iwas na tayo kay Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Even though he
Ako
has...
dito sa Clippers, si Coffee siguro ang nakikita ko. If you
Coffee,
want cheap players.
Kennard at 14, medyo parang enticing din.
Yeah.
Pero Miami
yun lang.
sa better defensive team. So, medyo if merong ibang options, baka better doon na lang. Kasi
Agree. Last option to, if you need some cheap players, yung dalawang kukunin. But for the top players here, wala akong nagustuhan. Reggie Jackson, of course, no.
Bam?
Jimmy Butler, hindi. Bam, at 34, medyo hindi rin. I'm not that high on Bam in this slate.
Okay. Tsaka medyo hirap pa si Bam ngayon just Indiana and OKC.
Yes. Ganun din.
Dito.
Sabonis can play. He's already practiced. So, malaking factor din yun if he plays or he doesn't play. If he doesn't play, of course, we know Goga will be a steal at $17, right? If he doesn't play. OKC lang ang kalaban eh. So that's a good value there. Pero OKC wise, sila SGA, sila Giddy, I'm not interested in them masyado.
Justin Holiday at 11 seems nice, no? Kung i-consider mo si Royce, maybe Justin Holiday pwede rin. Considering OKC lang ang kalaban, so medyo parang sulit yan. The rest, wala masyadong enticing plays. Denver, New Orleans.
I'd stay away from Jokic because not that he's not good, but 57 and a slate like this, maybe hindi muna. Maraming mas cheaper options eh. So I'll go for the other options.
Herbert Jones, yan. Yan yung inay ko eh. Pero mataas eh. Parang feeling ko 18 Herbert Jones.
It depends on Josh Hart. If Josh Hart doesn't play, 18 of Herbert is
pwede na.
It's okay. Si Jonas Valanciunas
do you like 18 of Herbert or 18 of Coffee?
I'd like 18 of Herbert if Josh Hart doesn't play.
Okay.
I like the 18 of Herbert. Okay. And Valanciunas also, I like here. Because Jokic matchup ni Jokic.
Pero, yeah. Mahirap kalaban si Jokic eh. So,
let's see.
Dito, parang relatively healthy other than Lonzo Ball. Dito, marami rin mukhang performers eh. Kasi, the top 6, parang pwede, di ba?
Yeah.
Top 7 pa nga eh. DeJounte, DeMar, Nick Vucevic. Pero top heavy dito, wala na sa baba. Actually, ang tinignan ko, Devin Vassell. $15.
I was just gonna say, Devin Vassell din ang nakita ko dyan. $15, mukhang sulit si Devin Vassell.
So
yan ang type ko.
Wala na. Yung mga nasa top kasi, parang minsan, ano na lang eh. Other than matchups, parang depende na lang on your preference eh. Di ba? Mga top players. Minnesota, Phoenix are second to the last game. Karl Anthony Towns at 39 is still looking like a nice bargain, diba? Pero this is Phoenix, so I think maybe one thing we have to be careful about kasi Phoenix is one of the better defensive teams in the league.
Ang key dito si D'Angelo Russell is he went out with an injury kanina. So kung di siya lalaro, there would be options like Jalen Noel will be a cheap option here. Although si Malik Beasley, alam ko pangit ang laro eh. So if you're gonna choose between Beasley and Noel, I might go with Noel. Or kung maglaro si Pat Bev with and Russell doesn't play, Pat Bev is also a good option if maglaro si Pat Bev. So
parang malayo pa si Pat Bev eh.
Another player here, Bismack Biyombo. Ayton is still out. And yun pa rin. Biyombo, Goga, Whiteside. These guys are the bargain centers.
But ang hirap kunin si Biyombo at $20. Parang taas.
Yeah, but depends
but
on
he's
you guys.
He's proven it over the past few games.
Yes.
Already. Diba kasi ang average niya is 27 points per fantasy points eh, diba? So yeah. I think medyo proven na rin. New York, Milwaukee.
This one's the game I'm staying away. I don't like anybody here, really. New York plays very slow paced. Yeah.
Low scoring eh. Pag New York, it's low scoring.
Yeah.
And yeah, as you can see, 215 din ang over-under. May possibility pa it could go under, di ba? New York has been very low scoring. So, wala. Yeah. Even Giannis?
55. And sabi ko nga, you can go with Morant's 45. You can go with, I can go for Cat's 39. I mean, 39, sobrang sulit eh. For me, rather than go Giannis.
AD at 39, di ba?
Oo. If AD plays, that's even way better for me.
Yeah, so that's the last game of the night of the day for tomorrow, and yun. This is a short episode. Yun lang ang time namin for today. Don't worry, magkikita-kita tayo ulit tomorrow, of course, since this is daily fantasy. Daily rin ang show natin, a 15-minute show that you can watch and listen to. We will be available on YouTube initially, and then later on, since meron tayong mga tawag dito yung mga visuals, so better sa YouTube natin ito i-upload para makita nyo what we are talking about. Alright, that's it for the Courtside DFS by Fantasy Benchwarmers. Again, I am your host, JJT, with our resident commish Eric Go. And we'll see you again tomorrow, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.